Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining today. If this is your first time here, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and support the movement. Thank you so much guys for watching. So today's video, I want to talk about some random things you should know when it comes to study abroad opportunities. Now, the very first thing you should be looking at or you should be calculating is budget. If you prepare or if you are preparing to move abroad or to migrate abroad, you should be looking at countries where the proof of funds is not going to cause you a lot of problems. First, embassies is another big issue. Let's start with the issue of the embassies. If you intend to migrate to Europe now, applying to schools in Poland is not going to be the best option, but again, it is very possible to gain admissions. The reason with Poland is because the admissions at the level of the embassy, especially in Abuja, Nigeria, is somehow complicated. So if you want to migrate to Poland, you should put this into consideration and equally put the proof of funds into consideration. I have a video on my channel explaining all these details. So please make sure you verify that and watch that video. And remember, in Poland, if you have an admissions, you would be asked to pay maybe 1 year semester fee or 1 year tuition fee or a semester fee before you can apply for the study visa. The next country I want to draw your attention to is Lithuania. Lithuania, most of the times, before you would have to go to Egypt and South Africa to apply for the visa. But as it stands right now, you have to go but to other countries. A follower was telling me that the Lithuanian embassy in Egypt says that everybody has to go to UAE. I don't know how legit this information is, but consider the place where you are going to be going for your visa application so that at the end of the day, you shouldn't feel frustrated. Another country I want to talk about is Latvia. Latvia as well, you have to go to Egypt to apply for the visa. And again, do not forget that there are certain documents that you need to take along when you are going to apply for the study visa in Latvia. You are not going into Latvia to apply for the student visa. However, you have to go but to Egypt to apply for it. Again, those of you who are Cameroonians and who intend to migrate to Egypt to apply for the study visa to Latvia, you should understand that proof of funds is very important to migrate to Latvia. Or as an international student, you need proof of funds to show to the embassy that you are able to take care of your studies while you finish in Latvia. So remember that a lot lately, let's say lately, is behaving funny because they have noticed that most of us blacks, we go into these countries and we don't want to go to school. Guys, if you are immigrating to a particular country, especially in the European Union now, to avoid issues, make sure that you try to go to school or try to attend lectures. It is very important, and at the end of the day, it will still pay off, but all you need is patience. All right, now let's take a look at Finland. I just want to touch bit by bit of this country so that you have a rundown on how it's going to look like. First of all, applications, or let me say those who were admitted into Finnish universities, most of you are already applying for visas right now. And again, as an international student, remember you can migrate to Finland with your family, and you can equally migrate to Finland with your spouse, that is your family anyways, and you can migrate to Austria as well with family. But now the difference here in Finnish migration or migrating to Finland with family is that it looks less costly. All you need to prove that you have money to take your spouse along is 6,720 euros. But that's not the amount of money you need in your bank account. Your spouse needs to have his own percentage of the money, not coming from your 6,720 euros, but a different amount. And if you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 kids, you can equally migrate with them to Finland, but you must show proof of funds for everybody. The video is on this YouTube channel, so please make sure you verify all of that and know. And remember, if you are married and you are migrating to Finland with your family, your husband or your spouse, you need to legalize your marriage certificate. It is very, very important for you to do this. And remember, appointments is also very important during the visa application. You also need insurance, and I have explained how you are going to get insurance online using Swisscare and AXA Insurance and maybe Euro Assist. All right, so all those videos are on this YouTube channel. You should watch all of them. But that if you are migrating to Finland, you should know that Finland is very cold. Or if you intend to migrate next year, you should know that if you must apply for a school in Finland, the school application should be done between in January to be precise, not between January, because most programs in Finland will close at the end of January 27. Please pay attention to this. It is very, very important. Then for Finland, the working hours for international students was recently raised, and if you move to Finland with your spouse will work full time while you as an international student will work 30 hours a week. All right, so this is the latest development that came April last year, and I think it is already in effect. Please make sure you verify to see which one meets you. Another country I want to talk about, which is very good in the Scandinavian, is called Norway. Norway has recently introduced tuition fee, tuition fee was introduced into Norwegian public universities. And if you didn't know, until like last year, Norway and Germany were the only two countries in Europe that you could study for free without paying any tuition fee. But lately, tuition fee was introduced into Norwegian public universities for international students. So if you're an international student and you want to migrate to Norway, know that you are going to be paying tuition fee from September 2023 upwards. Now, this tuition fee varies from university to university, and you must pay attention to the fact that you are not just paying the tuition fee and applying for the visa. When you pay the tuition fee, that's option number one you need to pull through with Norway. Then after you pay the tuition fee, you still need money for living costs for 1 year in your bank account. The bank account will be given to you by the university. All right, and if you put the money in your bank account, it is called blocked account anyways, not your bank account. The school will give you the account to put the money inside or direct you on what to do. When you put the money in the blocked account, you still need to pay the tuition fee. So basically, you are paying tuition fee in millions, and you are still going to show millions in your bank account. So I think that this is my observation. I think that if you have this money in your bank account or in the blocked account, and you equally paid your tuition fee, before you know, you are moving to Norway, because there is no way, absolutely no way they can refuse you this visa, because you have paid tuition fee and you have equally blocked the required amount that they need to process everything that the embassy needs, the immigration needs, and everything. So please, if you are looking for a sure country and you have enough money, Norway is a country. I think that if you do the necessary things, whereas budget is concerned, you can just be moving to Norway. It's very simple the way I look at it nowadays. Now, you should understand that not all universities in Norway will admit you, and you cannot study in all universities in Norway in English language. Some universities have English programs that you can study in Norway, all right? Of course, English programs for master's level, while others have English programs at the bachelor's level. Example include Norway University. And you should equally understand that tuition fee, living cost in Norway is somehow expensive. Even the living cost in Norway is very expensive. But hey, when you get a part-time job or a full-time job in Norway after graduation or during your studies, you are still going to make a lot of money. Norway is a country where there is a lot of money and a lot of resources. So you need to put this into consideration in order to figure your way out, or in order to find your way out. Now, for those of you who've been asking me about scholarships in Europe, if you can get scholarships in Europe, there are scholarships in Europe that will be opening from September, October, November, December. And if you must apply for all these scholarships, you need to get ready, get your IELTS done. I don't want you to say, Milton, I studied in English. No. If you want this to win some of these scholarships, get your IELTS done, and even your TOEFL, or maybe even evaluate your transcript. One of the scholarships is, first, graduate teaching assistantship or graduate research assistantship opportunities in US universities. Application opens September. Another scholarship is called Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree Scholarship, and application equally opens September. Then you equally have the Chevening Scholarship. I think the Chevening Scholarship will soon be open. I'm not very certain, but I will check again. All right, you have the Commonwealth Scholarship, which is open in so many UK universities, unlike the Chevening Scholarship. So please check all these scholarships. You equally have graduate opportunities in Canadian universities. So I'm just giving you a general rundown of some of these things that you need to put into consideration, so that when September, October, November, December is here, you should actually know what you are doing or where you are going. Please make sure you produce or you go for your international passports, because these are the first documents that you need. If you don't go chase your international passport when it's time for admissions, are you going to be applying for admissions, or you are going to start looking for ways to get your international passports? Please put this into consideration. Now, to everybody who has been asking how the application system in Italy works, like I said in one of my videos, if you want to migrate to Italy, there are two easiest ways you should use, one as a student and the other one as a visitor. All right, you are going to like a tourist visa anyways for Italy. Now, also understand that Italian universities has a lot of scholarships. They have the Italian government scholarships, and they have the regional scholarships that is given per region. All right, now the regional scholarships, you need to understand how they are distributed. I have a lot of videos about them on how you can get the regional scholarships. And remember, for you to win these scholarships, you need to start from your home country, because there are certain documents you need to provide to the Italian authorities for them to grant you this type of scholarship. Now, also remember that there is proof of funds involved when you want to study in Italy, and the proof of funds is around 4,000 euros upwards. That is to say 4 million CFA francs in your bank account. And if you are being supported, you need to show that this person giving you the bank statement is your father, your mother, your siblings, or if it's an external person, let them confirm this by writing a letter of sponsorship or an affidavit of support. That is just a general, but it's not like it's something you must do. All right, but please, when you get an admissions in an Italian university, always verify if they have scholarships available for international students, so that you can launch your application immediately. It is very, very important. For those of you who don't know, my name is Milton. Please like this video so that we can take it further from there, and YouTube will recommend to more people for us. Now, if you intend to migrate to Canada, to those of you who have been asking me, Milton, I want to move to Canada, can I move with my family? Yes, you can move with your family to Canada. All right, you can apply for a student visa. You as the husband or wife can apply for a student visa, while the dependents, like the husband, will apply now for a dependent visa. All right, there is a way you can do it, and they are going to give your husband or your wife the necessary documents they need. Equally, remember that as a dependent going under somebody who is going to be studying in Canada, it is advisable to go for a 2 years program. That is just my point of view. Remember, I'm not an immigration consultant here. All right, I only share knowledge based on what I have been reading in the past and what I have gained as an international student. I hope you understand. Also understand that if you are going to be studying in a foreign country, you need to be legal in that foreign country in order to move to other places legally. If you are illegal in a foreign country and you don't have the residence permit, the student permit, or whichsoever permit, it's going to be very disadvantageous for you. Now, remember that for you to study in Canada, you need, first of all, before you do an application to study in a Canadian university, you need at least 10,000 Canadian dollars if you are going to be studying outside of Quebec. But inside of Quebec, it's going to be more than that, 11,000 or more. Now, if you have an admissions letter, you need to take 1 year of your tuition fee, or 2 years, or 3 years, depending on the program duration, add it together to your proof of funds money for living costs, then add that of your dependents as, all right, the first dependent, the second dependent, they both have different prices per month. You multiply by 12. I have a video on this channel explaining all these details. Then you show to the Canadian embassy. All right, you are not even going to go face to face to the embassy. You apply online, so you can sit at the comfort of your house and do all this application. It is very, very important. Now, the very last question, or the very last thing I want to respond to is, Milton, if I have 3 million, where can I travel to Europe? If you have 3 million, you can travel to the Czech Republic. According to the Czech Ministry of Interior, you just need maybe 115,000 Czech crown, and approximately that money should be around 3.2, 3.5, not more than. So in essence, you need at least 3.5 million CFA francs or 3 million naira to study in the Czech Republic. Remember, Czech Republic is one of those countries in the Schengen zone that will equally give you access to other European Union countries if you are a student in the Czech Republic. All you need to do is to do the right thing, and before you know, you will be succeeding. I hope this video helps you enough. Till we meet again in another one. Please, before you go, do not forget to click the share button. It is very important for me. All right, till we meet again in another one. Peace. Go through than not to have the admissions letter at all, and you stay and keep making promises. Okay, now if you were thinking that you were going to apply to Norway in 2024, this is the effect. Norway has introduced tuition fee, and these figures are expensive, guys. The figures are so big. 8 million for just 1 year tuition fee. Some universities like the University of Bergen, I just checked right now, it shows that at the end of 1 year you may be spending at least 12 million to study a master's program for 1 year. And remember, master's is 2 years, 3 years, some even 4 years in Norway. All right, so you should stop procrastinating. That is my very point number one. The universities in Norway are almost like releasing results. Some are already giving out their admission results to international students, and some will be giving their results as well to international students in the days to come. So the very first thing I want to say here is, please remember, you may not receive an email from your own university. It is now your duty to log into your own personal account. Because remember, when you were doing that application on the website, all right, it has a name. You have a portal where you are going to use your personal details, your emails, and the rest to log into that account. So please use those details and log into your account and check the status of your admissions. I want to say one thing here, and this is fact. If you get an admissions to Norway and you are able to do all these things, to assess or organize all these monies and put them in place, you might just be moving to Norway. So if you are looking for an easy country, now you cannot apply again because admissions is already over. But if you had already noticed something from my videos before even the admissions closes, before the time that the admissions had to close, I brought one video on this channel and I said that if you have this money, if you know you can get the money and you really want to move to Europe, apply to Norwegian universities. The reason is because a lot of people will get admissions and they would drop from the admissions. And condition number one in Norway is that when you are given the admissions letter, in your own personal portal, you need to confirm that admissions, that yes, I accept. And when you accept the admissions, there is a deadline that you have to pay your first tuition deposit. If you do not pay the first deposit, they take the admissions from you and give it to the next student. All right,